Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, August 17th, at 3:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 653 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. New Zealand to enter nationwide lockdown after detecting first local case for 170 days. With Houston hospitals filled by COVID patients, man shot 6 times 10 days ago is still waiting for surgery. Tucker Carlson says Afghan refugees will invade the U.S. and over the next decade their numbers may swell to the millions. Surreal videos show armed Taliban soldiers riding bumper cars and a merry-go-round at a Kabul amusement park following their takeover of the capital. Biden administration will advise most Americans to receive coronavirus booster 8 months after vaccination, report. Biden isn't Trump, he's a disaster in his own right. Texas officials asked for 5 new refrigerated trucks for bodies as COVID-19 cases skyrocket in the state, reports show. Biden says some Afghans didn't want to be evacuated, but 18,000 who are stuck applied for special visas that haven't been processed. It's only a matter of time before Haiti experiences yet another major earthquake, seismologists say. Here's why. Compassionate U.S. cargo plane flew 640 Afghans out of Kabul in one of history's largest airlifts. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Home Depot shares tumble despite earnings beat. Retailer rang up fewer customers as DIY trends weaken, CNBC. Grace strengthens into a tropical storm as it threatens the Caribbean with flooding and mudslides, CNN. 6 political takeaways for President Biden from the chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal, NPR. China steps up tech scrutiny with rules over unfair competition, critical data, Reuters. Lil Wayne offered to financially take care of ex-cop who saved his life, TMZ. New Zealand announces it's locking down the entire country, over one COVID case, CNN. China may align itself with Taliban and try to exploit Afghanistan's rare earth metals, analyst warns, CNBC. George W. Bush urges Biden to cut the red tape for Afghan refugees, New York Post. NBA Summer League Day 12 takeaways, Knicks rookies finish in style, Luka Garza goes off, earns two-way deal, CBS Sports. Kevin Feige weighs in on Shang-Chi controversy, Scarlett Johansson lawsuit, the AV Club. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Tropical storm drenching earthquake-stricken Haiti. Tucker Carlson says U.S. will be invaded by Afghan refugees. Chris Cuomo returns to CNN, reveals what he told brother Andrew Cuomo. Colbert calls out Biden and Trump with a blunt fact-check on Afghanistan. New York will require COVID-19 vaccinations for its 600,000 healthcare workers. Anti-vaxxer videotaped attacking female journalist at LA protest linked to Capitol riot. Mike Lindell's war with Fox News heats up with attack on Hannity, in Graham. Unchecked climate change will be hell on outdoor workers. Rap Lauren Boebert is torched for tweeting that Taliban are building back better. U.S. to recommend COVID-19 vaccine boosters at 8 months, sources say. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Man accused of dismembering business associate. Crab shortage causes prices to soar. PD, woman stabbed boyfriend's chest with key. Man shot and killed identified. County gave Cardinals tickets at vaccine clinic. Woman ID'd in fatal Wrigleyville hit and run. Oshie Jones celebrated by hometown after bronze medal win. Frustration grows over dorm renovations. Korea veteran back in Orangeburg after 70 years. Family donating massive World War II photo collection. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. India remains vulnerable to COVID-19 despite dropping numbers. Monte dei Paschi di Siena, world's oldest bank, nears an end. A soprano with a bottomless appetite for risk. Where are all the wedding DJs? 3 short story collections that use humor to overcome hardship. U.S. to advise boosters for most Americans 8 months after vaccination. The tragedy of Afghanistan. On Afghanistan and the Taliban, Biden could still be right. Kabul's sudden fall to Taliban ends U.S. era in Afghanistan. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Tucker Carlson says Simon & Schuster executives cannot stand him or his new book, They Really Hate Me. Jonathan Butcher, Biden and Critical Race Theory, How to Fight Back Amid Admin's Confusing Mixed Signals. Schools paying parents to drive their own children due to shortage of bus drivers, rattled economy, report. Biden shifts blame for Afghanistan falling to Taliban. Cat's meowing helps rescuers find owner, 83, who fell down ravine. Taliban announces amnesty, urges women to join government. Senate Democrat calls for hearings on what went wrong in Afghanistan. Atlanta Falcons become the first NFL team to be 100% vaccinated against COVID. Hope Solo says teammate Megan Rapinoe would almost bully players to kneel during national anthem. Biden approves Florida emergency declaration due to tropical storm Fred. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, August 17th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. The Price is Right celebrates 50th season with week-long celebration on CBS. Fourth stimulus check, is another relief payment coming? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Speeding driver spins out of control and smashes into 3 parked cars. UK must welcome tens of thousands of Afghan refugees, urges Labour. Nando's closes restaurant over delivery delays and loans 70 members of staff to supplier factories. This 7.50 patio cleaner will transform your garden, and it's 35% off on Amazon. Police arrest Irish fugitive Jerry the Monk Hutch in front of diners at Costa del Sol restaurant. Pictured, 640 Afghan refugees who ran onto U.S. evacuation jet in Kabul. Taliban take Afghanistan, evacuation flights out of Kabul resume. CNN reporter dons burqa to report on Taliban fighters in Kabul and says they seem friendly. Prince Harry and Meghan will have a secret christening for Lilibet in the U.S., royal expert claims. Former British Army staff learned what he thought was a hangover was in fact cancer. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. The world's moral obligation to Afghan refugees. Poland tells EU it will shut disciplinary chamber for judges. Live updates. U.S. and French ambassadors refute incorrect reports they quit their posts. Archaeologists find skeleton, evidence of Greek in Pompeii. Taliban takeover in Afghanistan adds volatility to China's Xinjiang region. New Zealand's first coronavirus case in 6 months sends country into lockdown. Germany, 1 dead, 1 missing after flood brings down bridge. Defense, former Cambodian official not guilty of genocide. Chinese government acquires stake in domestic unit of TikTok owner ByteDance in another sign of tech crackdown. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus Live News. NZ reports first community case in 8 months. U.S. expected to introduce booster shots. In the post-9/11 era, our greatest threat isn't jihadist terrorism anymore. Michael German, Elizabeth Goitlin and Faiza Patel. Spreading like a virus, inside the EU struggle to debunk COVID lies. China holds live fire exercises near Taiwan in response to provocations. Why Bitcoin entrepreneurs are flocking to rural Texas. The Trevor Bauer case illustrates how teams value wins over everything. Hunter failed. My theater went dark. Amanda Klutz on loving and losing actor Nick Cordero. Undersea volcanic eruption creates new Japanese island. Evacuations continue in Afghanistan, in pictures. California man sues over injuries after bear surprised him in dumpster. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Afghanistan updates, U.S. resumes air operations at Kabul airport. U.S. mission in Afghanistan a failure, government watchdog. New Zealand to enter lockdown after single virus case found. Sudoku maker Maki Kaji, who saw life's joy in puzzles, dies. Alligator handler recovering after attack, daring rescue. Michigan's sheriff refuses to name suspect in deputies slaying. Minnesota prosecutors oppose releasing Chauvin juror names. First ever water shortage declared for Lake Mead. Biden admin to appeal order blocking oil, gas lease pause. Watch, people attempt to scale wall at Kabul airport. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Haiti earthquake, tropical storm Grace hampers rescue. Biden defends messy U.S. pullout from Afghanistan. New Zealand enters nationwide lockdown over one COVID case. Bob Dylan denies sexually abusing girl in 1965. Does the world now face a new terror threat? Images show decline of California's life source. How the Taliban seized Afghanistan again. Peter Carlson, the painful verdict on Swedish ice hockey player's 1995 killing. Just how hard is it to recycle a jumbo jet? Why is the Taliban's Kabul victory being compared to the fall of Saigon? The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Biden administration expected to recommend booster shots. Tennessee makes masks school optional. Latest COVID-19 updates. How legal and cultural barriers keep indigenous people from protecting sacred spaces off tribal land. Tropical storm Fred leaves thousands of Florida Panhandle residents without power. Grace again a tropical storm. Biden administration expected to recommend COVID booster shots for all Americans amid case surge. Veterans wanted out of Afghanistan, but sudden collapse could complicate mental health issues. U.S. expected to recommend vaccine boosters for all Americans amid alarming case surge. Live COVID-19 updates. U.S. West, Mexico to see water use cuts amid drought. California drought squeezes thirsty almond farms. Today in history for August 17th. Afghan Americans express fear, anger with takeover. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Los Angeles police release description of man suspected in vaccine protest stabbing. Man accused of murdering girlfriend, trying to kill children in 101 freeway crash. LAUSD admits slow start, snafus with COVID-19 daily pass. I think we'll get better. Will your write-in vote in California's recall election count? Maybe not. 13 people injured, including 12 firefighters, in Temecula propane explosion. Driver hits man, pulls into gas station with body stuck under car, then flees. K. Lakira, this is madness. First day of school stresses out parents, students. San Jose mayor says Santa Clara County sheriff should resign, corruption or incompetence. LA City Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas won't run for mayor in 2022. Photos, LAUSD heads back to class for the new school year. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, August 17, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Germany just evacuated 7 people from Kabul airport, in Airbus A400, capable of transporting hundreds. New Zealand's Ardern orders nationwide lockdown over 1 COVID-19 case. New Zealand locks down nationwide after first Delta case in community. Female mayor in Afghanistan says she's waiting for Taliban to come and kill me. Billions spent on Afghan army ultimately benefited Taliban. New Zealand looks headed for lockdown after first community case in 170 days. Body of dead Afghan found in landing gear of military jet leaving Kabul airport. Prince Andrew a person of interest, prosecutors. Footage of Taliban fighters playing at an amusement park, after Kabul takeover. Chinese state media says Afghanistan a lesson for Taiwan on how U.S. abandons allies. Uzbekistan says hundreds of Afghan soldiers flee over border with dozens of aircraft. Trapped by Taliban takeover, Afghans who helped the U.S. fear they've been abandoned. Hamas congratulates Taliban for defeating U.S. Horrifying number of syphilis infections in Alberta reaching pre-antibiotic levels. Iceland is proof that COVID-19 vaccines work, a leading U.S. expert said. Infections are at record highs, but the nation hasn't recorded a single virus death since May. The next headlines are from Forbes. Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan, the reality of an unmitigated disaster. FC Barcelona will have to pay more money to keep Pedri. Single COVID-19 case in Auckland triggers nationwide lockdown in New Zealand. What does Marcus Smart's contract extension mean for the Boston Celtics' future? Nursing home founder becomes billionaire as Japan's hospitals battle COVID-19. U.S. set to recommend booster COVID-19 vaccine dose for most people, reports say. Ready to conquer Test cricket, mighty India savor epic victory in England. HSBC to buy Axis Singapore insurance business for $575 million to boost Southeast presence. WWE Raw results, winners, news and notes on August 16, 2021. As Afghanistan implodes, many who fear the Taliban seek a way out. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Richly resourced researchers work with developing world scientists. Electric cars and batteries, how will the world produce enough? Iran hopes to defeat COVID with homegrown crop of vaccines. Use photos of black doctors and patients to heal, not hurt. Track disability and COVID-19 statistics. Bespoke open databases would be cheaper and easier to analyze. Daily briefing, COVID vaccines might be wasted on booster shots. Ubiquitin protein helps cells to recover from stress. Polluter pays policy could speed up emission reductions and removal of atmospheric CO sub-2, sub. Exploring the most spooky, weird kind of science. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,725,394,028 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time, and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. First look at feature documentary Afghanistan, featuring former British Commando James Clancy exclusive. Former ITV boss Adam Crozier named chairman of British telco BT. Newen Group's Ringside Media buys Lionsgate stake in Further South Productions. Priyanka Chopra Jonas takes over at Nilak Mumbai Film Festival. New Zealand returns to full lockdown after discovery of local COVID case. McMafia writer Misha Glenny's Nemesis set for series adaptation at Black Box Multimedia, Boutique Films exclusive. Tencent Music changes focus after regulatory slap, profits drop. King 2 and Cher Law of Pop sensation mirrored to star in Hong Kong movie. Chris Cuomo defends treatment of brothers scandal, I tried to do the right thing. Bachelor in Paradise recap, Demi Burnett is a late addition to season 7. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. A tropical storm is drenching earthquake-stricken Haiti. 6 political takeaways for President Biden from the chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal. Even moderate COVID restrictions can slow the spread of the virus, if they're timely. To mandate or not, employers get urgent about vaccinations. Hundreds of workers have died from heat in the last decade, and it's getting worse. 8 paradoxes that sum up America's 20-year mission in Afghanistan. The Biden administration may recommend COVID boosters after 8 months. California firefighters are keeping an eye on an emaciated, maybe orphaned, bear cub. Western states face water cuts as a shortage in the Colorado River is declared. The following headlines are from The Week. Late night hosts generously parcel out U.S. blame for the Taliban's Afghanistan rout. Russia is already tentatively cozying up to the Taliban after Afghan sweep. CNN's Chris Cuomo addresses Andrew Cuomo scandal in first show since brother's resignation. 2 massive new dinosaur species discovered in China. U.S. will reportedly advise 8-month COVID-19 booster shot for all eligible Americans. Malala Yousafzai urges world leaders to ensure the futures of Afghan girls are not lost. Power could be cut in Northern California Tuesday to reduce risk of wildfires. Haitian officials are negotiating with gangs in order to get aid into country. For the first time, federal government declares Colorado River water shortage. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The CDC halted evictions. Texas judges are proceeding anyway. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A new assessment of the world's climate is out. The news isn't good. Can you last a year on Mars? NASA is recruiting crew for a year-long analog mission. Astronomy jargon 101, Doppler shift. Did the moon ever have a magnetosphere? These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, August 17th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the 3rd most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Next blue moon is August 21st to 22nd. 3,200 Phaeton is weirdly comet-like. Why? NASA's Juno mission celebrates 10 years. Born under the sign of Ophiuchus? The next news is from Politico. Macron calls for European plan to manage Afghan migration. Inflation is up, should you care? Disbelief and betrayal, Europe reacts to Biden's Afghanistan miscalculation. European countries scramble to rescue staff as Taliban takes Afghanistan. UK Defence Secretary, British troops not going back to Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Pence convenes GOP donors, luminaries at Jackson Hole retreat. Can America still help Afghanistan? 8 former officials on what's next. Biden administration to encourage boosters for most Americans. CNN's Chris Cuomo says he urged his brother to resign as New York governor. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Playground transmission probed as COVID-19 spikes among children. Roosters move to take Crichton off market before Rugby World Cup. Household transmissions account for 70% of Sydney's COVID cases. Shift of Eka holiday to October, a mixed blessing for some venues. QLD carpenter sentenced to jail after waging war against building regulator. Ivermectin, COVID-19, and making sense of scientific evidence. The worst I've ever seen. Wayne Cook lifts lid on loss that hurt Bennett the most. Watchdog denies conflict in dropped probe after demands made to newspaper. Counselors charged with serious offenses should not be stood down, lobby group. The call came that all expats fear, Australians overseas pay a heavy price. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Encore, how did stimulus checks affect household finances? Market snapshot, U.S. stock futures fall ahead of retail sales data. Kelley Blue Book, 10 mid-size luxury cars you can get used for less than $25K. NerdWallet, why you should test drive your retirement. Livability, 7 off-the-radar places worth stopping on a California road trip. Kelley Blue Book, will you own a self-driving car in your lifetime? Are they even safe? Here's the deal. Next Avenue, America's retirement savings system is deeply flawed. Can it be fixed? Here are some ideas. US to recommend COVID booster for most people 8 months after vaccination, reports. A wealthy client gifted me $75,000 to help save my business. Her circumstances have changed. Now she wants it back. I'm 57 and my new husband is 80. I'm not on the deed of his house. Instead, he gave me a credit card with a $1,000 spending limit. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Artificial inventors, key lessons from recent AI patent decisions. Artificial inventors, key lessons from recent AI patent decisions, Lexology. Sama smacks Google in first round of patent case, Fudzilla. Waiving COVID-19 vaccine patents won't solve the global need, Bloomberg Law. Vice President Naidu asks scientists, big news network. IITM crosses 1K mark in patents generated in India and abroad, DTNEXT. No Labs, management's discussion and analysis of financial condition and results of operations, Form 10Q, marketscreener.com. Samus gets early patent victory against Google smart speakers, Ars Technica. Voice.com, management's discussion and analysis of financial condition and results of operations, Form 10Q, marketscreener.com. Grubhub, DoorDash services take off during pandemic. A look at the patents on food delivery inventions, IPWatchdog.com. These are the right factors to spark creative thinking, Fast Company. The next headlines are from Quartz. How to hold an in-person conference during a pandemic, lessons from TED. Taco Bell wants to reinvent the drive-thru. Afghanistan chaos, Haiti disaster, Goodreads extortion. A Taliban-led Afghanistan could mean all sorts of problems for India. How students can safely return to school amid Delta variant. Facebook is adding 3 countries to its undersea cable project for Africa. Most Indians feel the COVID-19 pandemic is a unique moment to transform societies. Has COVID-19 gone from pandemic to endemic? The US never reconstructed Afghanistan. How you can help Afghanistan. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Ford M's pushing game companies to drop loot boxes, pointing at UK law that doesn't mention loot boxes. CIA collected all card game, now available on Amazon. Nassau County executive vetoes bill that would punish people for making cops feel bad. T-Mobile investigating 100 million subscriber data breach. Dominion sues Newsmax, OWN, and the head of Overs.com for election-related defamation. Daily Deal, the super software engineer bundle. Facebook is not the internet, stop regulating as if it was. Unions, consumer groups wimp out on Verizon TracFone merger. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Naomi Osaka. What is a blue alert? Shang-Chi. Malala. Yik Yak. Bob Dylan. Cedar Point. Call of Duty, Vanguard. Madonna. Carly Lloyd. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Human remains found inside landing gear of C-17 jet leaving Kabul. A shock video appears to show body clamped by wheel well door. Indian embassy staff leave Afghanistan as military evacuation flights resume from Kabul airport after hiatus. Biden pulls another $500 million from emergency fund to assist Afghan refugees amid chaotic evacuations after Kabul falls to Taliban. U.S. makes first ever declaration of water shortage in Lake Mead and Lower Colorado River Basin, signaling supply cuts to southwest. Chinese media warns Taiwanese leaders against acting as strategic pawns of U.S., calls Afghan crisis a lesson for them. If you cannot beat M, sue M, Bezos. Blue Origin challenges NASA in court over moon lander contract with rival Musk SpaceX. Pfizer sends early data on vaccine boosters to FDA, seeking approval to give healthy adults third doses. More U.S. troops land in Kabul to secure airport and support evacuations as Pentagon praises itself for outstanding job. Suspected terrorists are crossing into U.S. at level we have never seen before, outgoing Border Patrol chief tells agents, report. As German military plane fails to land in Kabul, Merkel calls U.S.-led Afghanistan mission not as successful as hoped. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. World's third busiest port remains partially shut in China, stoking fresh supply chain fears. How Nixon and FDR used crisis to destroy the dollar's links to gold. WSJ op-ed, COVID-19 most likely worked on in lab, then escaped. Homeland Security ignoring congressional requests for info on where illegal immigrants are being sent. Australia's outbreak worsens despite authorities' draconian lockdowns. Rubin, why Joe Biden's Afghanistan speech was a disaster. NatGas future surge as new models suggest warmer weather. Brace for a big miss in July retail sales. Lockdowns widen in China as locals doubt official COVID-19 data. Shipping container freight rates inflation slows, but... The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. New Zealand reports first community COVID case in 6 months. Evacuations resume as Biden defends Afghanistan pullout, live. Maki Kaji, godfather of Sudoku, dies at 69. U.S. lays out conditions for recognizing a new Afghan gov. The U.S. spent $2 trillion in Afghanistan, and for what? U.S. immigration advocates urge swift evacuation of Afghans. Theranos's Elizabeth Holmes may go unmasked at U.S. criminal trial. Biden defends Afghanistan withdrawal after Taliban takeover. Biden announces historic increase to U.S. food stamps program. Heartbreaking, Afghan Paralympic athletes to miss Tokyo 2020. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Washington Post, 80,000 Afghans want U.S. green cards, citizenship. Ryan Zinka, Biden's Afghanistan efforts a failure from a finger-pointing politician. CNN's Cuomo, I hope everyone involved in Brothers scandal gets to better place. I interviewed him long before any kind of scandal. CNN's Cuomo, I gave advice to my brother, but I'm not an advisor. I told him to be contrite and eventually urged him to resign. Hope Solo, Megan Rapinoe would almost bully teammates into kneeling for national anthem. George Soros, Xi Jinping is the most dangerous enemy of the free world. Greg Murphy rips Biden Afghanistan speech. He failed to articulate a clear and decisive course of action. Scott is to hear challenge to New York gun control November 3rd. Mitch McConnell, Biden owns Afghanistan, a sad day for America. Dallas School District to defy Governor Abbott, Texas Supreme Court by keeping mask mandate. The next headlines are from UPI News. Lottery drawing comes up 8 and 11,926 tickets win top prize. Watch, snake catcher rescues Mojave rattlesnake caught in bird's netting. Finalists announced in search for America's best restroom. Look, animal control officer finds woman's lost engagement ring on beach. Watch, neighbors help rescue deer with trick-or-treat bucket stuck on face. Rare Honus Wagner baseball card sells for record $6.6 million. Watch, alligator captured after nearly a week on the loose in Pennsylvania. Watch, father, son cross English Channel on foil boards. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. The yellow center of the deadliest flower is a lifeline to farmers and the planet. New Zealand is hearing the kiwi call once again after 5 years of silence. It's amazing. Professor develops technology that cools people down, without electricity or AC. King Khufu's solar boat is on the move after 4,600 years next to Egyptian pyramids. Metabolism does not slow down in midlife as is commonly believed, says study. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, August 17th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Wikipedia pages briefly vandalized with swastikas. Cat's meowing helps rescuers find 83-year-old owner after she falls down a ravine. What were you doing in grade school? These Frisco kids are making $32,000 a month mining Ethereum. SC man arrested, charged with stealing horse, hiding it in bedroom. After delivering McDonald's, an Uber Eats driver urinates on a couple's driveway. Visitor jumps in tank after trainer attacked by alligator in West Valley City. Taco Bell unveils contactless restaurant that features 4 drive-through lanes. Sri Lanka's president on Monday demoted the health minister who publicly endorsed sorcery and magic potions to battle COVID-19, as coronavirus infections and deaths hit record highs. Convicted con men who served time for grand larceny successfully sues his victims for $12 and wins. Wall Street is paying over $100,000 to junior bankers. For many, that's not enough. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Tinder will soon let you verify your profile with a government ID. Qualcomm's smartphone for Snapdragon insiders is the most confusing phone I've reviewed. Here's more proof that Google is making a foldable Pixel phone. Researchers fooled AI into ignoring stop signs using a cheap projector. Babbel language learning is back, and now, you can learn 14 languages for the best price on the web. Don't sleep on Adobe Lightroom. This training will have you using this Adobe app like a master. Here's how hackers are cracking two-factor authentication security. Why the hell cannot you copy folders in Google Drive? The internet is disappearing, but you can help save it. Everything you need to know about Ola's new electric scooter. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Sphingolipid fingerprint predicts heart disease severity in African American lupus patients. Cities are making mammals bigger. Study details robust T-cell response to mRNA COVID-19 vaccines, a more durable source of protection. Zinc's oxidation state can be made +3, fundamentally changing the element's chemistry. Development and evolution of dolphin, whale blowholes. New analysis of landmark scurvy study leads to updates on vitamin C needs. Existing drug may help improve responses to cellular therapies in advanced leukemias. Heavily enriched, an energy-efficient way of enriching hydrogen isotopes in silicon. Experimental drug that boosts immunotherapy shows promise in bladder cancer study. A defective potassium channel disrupts the brain's navigation system. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, August 17th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA awards contract for translation and logistics services. NASA selects lifecycle mission support services contractor. Arkansas, Florida students to hear from space station astronauts. NASA unveils new interactive website ahead of Landsat 9 launch. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Pioneer Theater's managing director resigns, months after questions about bogus credits on his resume. Summit County declares a local emergency as Parley's Canyon fire threatens homes. Bayou's Cougar kickoff canceled due to poor air quality conditions. This southern Utah school district will have the state's only mask mandate for students. Utah man jumps into tank to rescue petting zoo worker bitten by alligator. Water shortage declared on the Colorado, triggering cuts to Arizona, Nevada and Mexico. Small plane crashes in Davis County, killing 3. Rain will help clear out smoke Tuesday, but fire danger will be high across most of Utah. Don't call war in Afghanistan a waste, says Jenny Taylor, widow of the North Ogden mayor who was killed there. Parley's Canyon fire, blaze is 10% contained, but threat remains high. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. World's largest solar-powered battery is now 75% complete. T-Mobile apparently lead to government to get Sprint merger approval, ruling says. Linux glib security fix created a nastier Linux bug. Thousands of Wikipedia pages vandalized with giant swastikas. Folding phones are the new 3D TV. Rise of cryptocurrencies can be traced to Nixon abandoning gold in 1971. T-Mobile confirms it was hacked. MasterCard to become first payments network to phase out magnetic stripe. Secret terrorist watch list with 2 million records exposed online. Samus gets early patent victory against Google smart speakers. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Another jail disturbance has more detainees going to St. Louis jail that's supposed to be closed. Baldwin teens emotional after DWI crash simulation. Sources, U.S. to recommend COVID vaccine boosters at 8 months for everyone. Ferguson police search for suspect in weekend double homicide. Increase in pregnant women with COVID entering labor and delivery. Missouri, Illinois leaders react to fall of Afghanistan. You paid for it, St. Louis County defends opposition to mask mandate. Body recovered at Creve Coeur Lake. Reports, St. Louis Cardinals will not be in 2022 Field of Dreams game. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. People are terrified of them, locals grow fearful as Taliban surges in Afghanistan. Disability isn't stopping young golfer Miracle Mikey from hitting the links. US to recommend COVID vaccine boosters at 8 months, sources. Rep Isa, US withdrawal from Afghanistan a political failure, not a military one. San Diego County mails 1.9 million ballots for gubernatorial recall election. El Cajon man fears for Afghan family amid Taliban takeover. I kept thinking I was going to die, man recalls terrifying fall off Sunset Cliffs. Former La Jolla media exec pleads guilty in admissions bribery case. Jake Arrieta catches on with Padres after release by Cubs. Afghanistan photos, powerful images emerge as Taliban takes control. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. China sent its fighter jets to Russia. FNSS complete design perfection process for its new medium tank. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. Chinese history through the prism of its leaders. Not the outcome China wanted, why a Taliban-controlled Afghanistan makes Beijing anxious. Calls intensify for a boycott of Beijing 2022. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, August 17, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. What is the Lambda variant and how contagious is the strain of COVID-19? Team USA fencing coach killed in motorcycle crash. Bay Area woman works to help friends impacted by Haiti earthquake. Sources, US to recommend COVID vaccine boosters at 8 months. Taliban takeover prompt terror threat concerns. COVID-19 outbreaks confirmed at 2 Oakland schools. Beloved Oakland priest, loyal Raiders fan dies at 85. Missing 84-year-old grandma found dead in Pacifica. State officials urge Californians to get out and vote. San Francisco to open high-volume COVID-19 testing site as cases rise. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Explainer, the Taliban takeover, what's next for Afghanistan? Polanco's 10th inning double lifts Twins past Indians, 5-4. Cole strikes out 9, Gallo homers, Yankees beat Angels 2-1. Arlington Heights, Rolling Meadows police investigating whether early Sunday shootings are related. He deserved to come home, family pleads for release of Lombard native held captive by Taliban. California drought takes toll on world's top almond producer. Fred drenches U.S. southeast, Grace lashes quake hit Haiti. Tropical depression drenching earthquake stricken Haiti. Votto gets 2,000th hit, Red Hand Cubs 12th straight loss. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands August 17, 2021, 3:10 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Grace 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Linda 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Fred 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Henri 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Greece, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, August 17th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Video shows man jumping to rescue handler attacked by alligator at reptile center. U.S. to recommend COVID vaccine booster shots at 8 months, AP sources. In the midst of turmoil, Houston set to welcome Afghan refugees to new life. Humble mom kills estranged husband during attack, deputies say. Another chance for scattered downpours Tuesday afternoon. T-Mobile data breach, hacker offers to sell details on 100 million customers. Grace expected to move west towards Mexico, Fred makes landfall. Some Houston area school districts defying Governor Abbott's COVID orders. Confusion reigns as legal fight over mask mandates rages between local officials and Governor Abbott. Boat still on its side in Lake Conroe as capsize investigation ongoing. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Foreign expat misunderstands greeting in Taiwan convenience store. GOP hits Biden despite divides over Afghanistan withdrawal. Biden, Afghan chaos gut-wrenching but stands by withdrawal. Robert Durst says he lied, penned cadaver note to police. Malaysia's king to meet political leaders to find new PM. Cole Sharp in return from COVID-19, Yang's top Angels 2-1. Jimenez, Hendricks lead White Sox past A's 5-2. Asian markets lower amid China, Afghanistan unease. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Extra, how one person turned online friends into real-life ones. Rise in traffic fatalities underscores need for speed camera expansion, officials say. Assembly promises to share results of its Cuomo investigation. Early edition, how the house plant boom could affect the environment. First trailer released for Spike Lee's new NYC Epicenters docu-series. Immunocompromised New Yorkers now eligible for third COVID-19 vaccine shots. Hochul's Lieutenant Governor will be from NYC. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Report details grave violations against children in Afghanistan. Solar energy revitalizes indigenous and farming communities in Chile. From the field, human damage on the front line of the climate crisis. CTE Ivlar confirms first Ebola case in 25 years. Afghanistan, now is the time to stand as one, UN chief tells Security Council. Haiti, flash floods and mudslides latest threats in earthquake-hit country. Indigenous peoples need recognition, reciprocity and a new social contract. What might help save our planet? Different approaches to desertification. UN's ultimatum to staff and diplomats, get vaccinated or go hungry. Palestine refugees face dire humanitarian conditions amid ongoing clashes in southern Syria, UNRWA. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Afghanistan shenanigans. Utter desperation, body count rises as terrified Afghans mob tarmac at Kabul airport, cling to departing planes. Texas Supreme Court temporarily blocked local mask mandates. Military plane fleeing Afghanistan shot down by Uzbekistan. Jimmy Fallon audience weirdly celebrates demographic decline of white people. Why the global economy is unraveling. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Falcons' first NFL team to have 100% of players vaccinated. Emaciated bear cub may have lost mom to California wildfire. Video captures moment golden retriever fends off Alaskan brown bear. Report shows big spike in mail ballots during 2020 election. Billions spent on Afghan army ultimately benefited Taliban. Biden says he stands squarely behind Afghanistan decision. QAnon still thrives on Facebook nearly a year after ban. Is this a real video showing Taliban occupying Afghanistan's parliament? No, CNN didn't praise Taliban for responsibly wearing masks. U.S. probing autopilot problems on 765,000 Tesla vehicles. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Stephen Colbert admits Biden blew Afghanistan withdrawal. Chris Cuomo addresses the elephant in the room. I never misled anyone. Vets on what Americans don't understand about the poorly executed U.S. exit. Tucker warns that America will be invaded by millions of Afghan refugees. Biden's right that it's time for us to leave Afghanistan. Bob Dylan accused of drugging, sexually abusing 12-year-old in 1965. Robert Durst, yes, that cadaver note made me look very guilty. Defiant Biden blames Afghans, not willing to fight themselves. How to clean your desk, and make it better, when you're back in the office. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Mets fall to .500 with loss to Giants as misery continues. George W. Bush urges Biden to cut the red tape for Afghan refugees. Haiti braces for tropical storm Grace as Fred hits Florida and third storm forms. Mekhi Becton appreciates being humbled by Carl Lawson at Jets camp. Afghanistan veterans press White House to get Afghan colleagues out. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The perils of a trip to Mars, low gravitation and high radiation. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Tropical storm Fred threatens Florida with severe flooding. Cuts in Colorado River water supply will hit Arizona hardest. 7.2 magnitude earthquake kills more than 1,480. Hospitalization rates rise as Delta variant spreads. Who will need a COVID-19 booster shot and when? Surge in COVID cases push Louisiana hospitals to the brink. Children's Hospital sees spike in COVID-19 patients as cases rise in Louisiana. Windy weather and power cuts loom in battle against Dixie Fire. Month-old Dixie Fire continues to rage, destroying hundreds of homes. Nursing home sees spike in coronavirus cases as staff debate vaccine mandates. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Feds to recommend coronavirus booster shots for most Americans 8 months after initial vaccine, report. Prosecutors ask judge not to release juror names in Derek Chauvin trial, citing harassment potential. NHTSA investigating Tesla autopilot systems after crashes with emergency vehicles. Congressman and veteran Adam Kinzinger blames Afghanistan's collapse on Biden and Trump. Los Angeles Police Department suspends officer for excessive force after video shows man in custody being punched and choked. 911 calls released of mom being shot dead by toddler during Zoom work call. See the photo, near record number of evacuees pack into plane fleeing Kabul. Biden defends U.S. pullout from Afghanistan amid crisis, I stand squarely behind my decision. Ohio mom charged with killing her son, 6, pleads guilty. COVID vaccine mandate for NYC restaurants, bars, gyms and concerts kicks off Tuesday, de Blasio. The following headlines are from military.com. How many more American lives? Biden stands by Afghan withdrawal amid Kabul turmoil. Navy vet Adam Laxalt files to run for U.S. Senate in Nevada. U.S. troops shoot, kill to Kabul airport as flights are halted and chaos spirals. U.S. official, top commander talks with Taliban on evacuation. Infrastructure bill contains highway expansion to connect 12 military bases in 5 southern states. Concerns over U.S. terror threats rising as Taliban hold grows. Biden team surprised by rapid Taliban gains in Afghanistan. Chaos as thousands flee Afghanistan after Taliban takeover. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. New daily COVID-19 cases in Chicago top 400, a metric cited a year ago when CPS decided not to reopen schools. Dozens of Chicago Park District workers disciplined after probe of sexual misconduct by lifeguards. Illinois Commerce Commission announces new area code for south and west suburbs that use 708. GOP contends census results invalidate Illinois legislative maps. Democrats say they're open to adjustments. Surge of international students from India prompts University of Illinois to launch office in New Delhi. Woman, 25, killed in crash on Interstate 55. Census 2020, did the place where you live gain or lose residents? Search Chicago area counties by city or village. COPA investigating off-duty officer who was shot at, returned fire. Woman killed, second person injured in Lakeview after being struck in hit and run. 55 shot, 6 killed during weekend, including 70-year-old woman and 7-year-old girl. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Orphan crop status rises to super grain. New study analyzes global environmental consequences of weakening US-China trade relationship. Sweat equity, campus recreation use leads to academic achievement and retention, study says. Humble pond plant duckweed may help researchers to develop better crops. Does metabolic rate drive population size? Recordings of the magnetic field from 9,000 years ago teach us about the magnetic field today. New technique surveys microbial spatial gene expression patterns. Tabletop electron camera catches ultra-fast dynamics of matter. Simulating nuclear cloud rise anywhere, anytime. Citrus canker is back in Texas, but collaborative eradication efforts are underway. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, August 17th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Why are earthquakes in Haiti so deadly and destructive? The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Sources, U.S. to recommend COVID vaccine boosters at 8 months. Robert Durst says he lied, penned cadaver note to police. Biden, Afghan chaos gut-wrenching but stands by withdrawal. Raiders to require vaccines for fans at home games. AP fact check, Biden skirts U.S. failures in Afghan mayhem. Analysis, defiant Biden is face of chaotic Afghan evacuation. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Maybe California just needs to use Nevada-style pylons, roadshow. Relentless SF Giants wear down Mets pitchers, Chris Bryant homers twice and win. The latest, Taliban leader reported in Kabul for talks. Oakland A's drop first game in critical series against Chicago White Sox. Holes in one, aces carded around Bay Area golf courses. U.S. probing autopilot problems on 765,000 Tesla vehicles. Billions spent on Afghan military ultimately benefited Taliban. Former SF Giants fan favorite Kevin Pillar returns with Mets. It was a pretty special place for me. Woman sues Bob Dylan over alleged sexual abuse in 1960s. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Taliban leader Amir Khan Muttaqi negotiating with Hamid Karzai, Abdullah. Chris Cuomo details advice he gave brother Andrew Cuomo. U.S. to recommend COVID-19 vaccine boosters at 8 months, sources. Biden resumes oil and gas leasing angering environmentalists. Joe Biden taps emergency funds to try to help Afghans flee. Rick Scott floats removing Joe Biden via 25th Amendment. Has time come? Long-term worries as Pentagon oversees panicked escape from Kabul. Inside the Beltway, networks silent on the Biden border crisis. Joe Biden resumes Camp David vacation after Afghanistan speech. Kabul, Afghanistan, chaos on the ground, uncertainty on what's to come. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Taliban checkpoints blocking access to Kabul airport for U.S. residents and allies. $10,000 invested in defense stocks when Afghanistan war began now worth almost $100,000. For his accusers to get justice, Andrew Cuomo's impeachment must go on. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, August 17, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Menu planner, grilled pork chops with pecan salsa just right for any season. Horoscope for Tuesday, August 17, 2021. Cubs will play Reds in 2022 Field of Dreams game. Boosters for all, added COVID-19 vaccine dose to be urged for all Americans 8 months after second shot, sources tell AP. Hendricks, bullpen dominant in White Sox victory over Athletics. Justin Steele shows growth in gritty moments in second start for Cubs. Man shot to death in Rogers Park, police. It's obvious now, the Bears pulled a fast one in the draft. Man fatally shot in Chatham. I did not want her to feel she was dying alone, says man who tended to 7-year-old girl after she and sister were shot. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Striking visual shows 640 Afghans packed inside plane. I am sure Taliban will support cricket in Afghanistan. Here's how Microsoft plans to stop software privacy. Take a bow, batsman Bumrah and Shami. India announces new category of visa for Afghans. Top TWS earbuds models and cause in Indian market. Why the world's richest man Bezos wants to sue NASA. Top 10, SC gives reprieve on COVID deaths compensation. Depressed woman seeks online friends help, loses Rs 1.8 crore. Power of print, on iDay, toy delivered, and how. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, August 17, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. This week, back to school brunch. Things to do, Nick Thune, The Secret Group, August 17, 2021. Nobody's Girl releases first full-length album. The next headlines are about world records making news. Free tram rides tomorrow at HK Tramway celebrates Guinness World Record, timeout. Chennai girl sets new world record, news today. Rimac electric hypercar stakes claim to world's fastest accelerating production car, the Driven. Swiss researchers calculate pi to new record of 62.8 TN figures, The Guardian. BC paramedic trying to break world record for longest 24-hour paddleboard ride, Sonich News. Weightlifter Mir Mostafa Javadi, 81 kg, hits unofficial 208 kg world record clean and jerk, bar bend. It's official, Tiger Creek Animal Sanctuary tiger receives Guinness World Record, KLTV. Guinness World Record, Alyssa Clark ran 95 marathons in 95 days, Today.com. Real-life Captain America eats 32,340 Big Macs, The Takeout. New Metal Gear Solid glitch helps speedrunners break world record, NME. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. The not-so-surprising story behind Free Guy's massive cameos. Carol and Daryl's Walking Dead spin-off will be different, somehow. Tinder to start offering ID verification just in time for your next hookup. Smoke blots out the sun as Canada's wildfires worsen. Disney's new Halloween pet costumes, ranked. California takes a massive step toward all-electric homes. NASA's Dragonfly mission to explore Saturn's moon Titan comes into sharper focus. The anonymous chat app Yik Yak is back. A Field of Dreams TV show is coming from The Good Place creator. Dallas police deck loses 8 terabytes of crime data, throwing court cases into chaos. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Colinas do Tocantins in Brazil at 132.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 56 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Dome in Antarctica at minus 90.22 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 67.9 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. COVID boosters reportedly may start in September. Here's the latest data, updated. T-Mobile has been hacked yet again, but still doesn't know what was taken. MIT scientists reveal why water drops move faster on a hot, oil-coated surface. Here's why Blue Origin thinks it is justified in continuing to protest NASA. T-Mobile apparently lied to government to get Sprint merger approval, ruling says. Hospitals hamstrung by ransomware are turning away patients. The long-awaited M1X MacBook Pro will be here by November, reporter claims. Saturn's core is a big, diffuse, rocky slush ball. Looking for a used F under $20,000? Here are some ideas. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Afghan rescue flights didn't have many women on them, Andrea Mitchell explains why. Fox News' Laura Ingraham says Biden better not bring any Afghani refugees fleeing the Taliban to the U.S. 82nd Airborne vet explains there was no good way to get out of Afghanistan, this was always going to happen. I did urge my brother to resign, Chris Cuomo breaks his silence after Andrew Cuomo's resignation. 5,600 students in one Florida county are in quarantine after COVID cases reported in first week of school. Watch, Mike Lindell goes on unhinged rant at Sean Hannity for not covering his disastrous cyber symposium. Female Afghanistan mayor says she's awaiting Taliban's death squads. CNN's Clarissa Ward flooded with support after her harrowing reporting from Afghanistan. Former Trump staffer brags of leading huge disinformation campaign supporting the MAGA rioters, report. America's Afghanistan war was a house of cards and officials didn't have any clue what they were doing, reporter. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Internal government watchdog slams Afghanistan war effort as inept and reckless. Biden says chaos in Kabul justifies his decision to withdraw from Afghanistan. Biden takes a stand against the GOP's assault on food stamps. The Afghanistan debacle, how Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden bamboozled the American public. Context and strength from our archives on a devastating day in Afghanistan. Trump slams Biden for doing what Trump bragged about. Want people to eat less meat? Fake burgers probably won't cut it. To put the brakes on global warming, slash methane emissions first. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. NASA's first Mars sample appears to have crumbled 2 bits, National Geographic UK. Black holes surrounded by massive, energy-harvesting structures could power alien civilizations, Science magazine. George Ewing Forum returns with talks from political analyst Amy Walter and others, Democrat and Chronicle. Perspectives on UAP from across the Atlantic Daily Planet, Air and Space magazine. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Regional neural activity changes in Parkinson's disease and ET, Dove Medical Press. Swimming gives your brain a boost, but scientists don't yet know why. The Wire Science. Over-the-counter Adderall, top natural alternative to Adderall of 2021, LA Weekly. Getting started with Ned Plus 4 infusions, with Prime 4 Hydration and Wellness of Provo, Utah, iNews. Researchers breaking away from the central dogma of depression, stat. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, August 17, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Air traffic controllers trek UFO. Pilot gets a scare. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, August 17, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.